So today we have a nice functional question. The given equation is that if 2 times f of x upon x minus 1 minus 3 times f of 3 times x minus 2 upon 2 times x plus 1 is equals to 13x minus 4 upon 2x minus 3x square, then find the value of f of x. So let us see the solution. How can we solve for this? So first of all, let us see a very basic thing related to the function. If we have a function f of x that is equals to 12 times x square plus 19 times x plus 31, if we have this particular function and it has been told find the value of f of y, what we have to just do is replace x with y. So f of y is 12 times y square plus 19 times y plus 31. What we can observe is that whichever variable you like, you can just replace in that whole thing f of that variable, and that changes in that particular equation that is given as f of x. And here we can see that the same function has been utilized in this equation but on different values, that is x upon x minus 1 and 3 times x minus 2 upon 2 times x plus 1. So now our first step towards the solution is that we will consider this particular thing as y. So x upon x minus 1 has been considered as y. So from here the value of x in terms of y also we have to derive, because here all the things we have to just have x, not x upon x minus 1. So just doing the cross multiplication, so x is equals to xy minus y, shifting and adjusting the terms. So y is equals to x taken common, y minus 1. So from here we have that y upon y minus 1 is the value of x. So over here that is 2 times f of x upon x minus 1, we'll simply put this as y, and in the rest of the things we have to replace this x with this particular value. So 2 times f of y minus 3 times f of, now that over there, so 3 times y upon y minus 1 minus 2 upon 2 times y upon y minus 1 and plus 1, that is equals to 13 times x, so 13 times y upon y minus 1 minus 4 upon 2 times x, so it will form 2 times y upon y minus 1 and minus 3 times x square, so y square upon y minus 1 the whole square. So here we can see that simplifying this thing that is present over here. So first of all, writing 2 times f of y as it is minus 3 times f of, now simplification of this thing, so taking the LCM all the things, so 3 times y minus 2 times y plus 2, so that is equals to y plus 2, and upon 2 times y plus y, that is 3 times y minus 1. So this is simplified version of this thing, and that is equals to, now simplifying this RHS part, so 13 times y minus 4 times y is 9 times y plus 4, so 9 times y plus 4, and that thing has been multiplied with y minus 1 because here it is square, and in the denominator we have this thing that is negative of y square and negative of 2 times y. So this thing can also be written as 9 times y plus 4. Now the negative from the denominator will just change this particular sign, y minus 1 will now turn out to be 1 minus y, and in the denominator y square plus 2 times y, so y taken common, so 2 plus y. So this is the value of this thing, that is 2 times f of y minus 3 times f of y plus 2 upon 3 times y minus 1. So this is the LHS and RHS. Now in the second step, what we will do is consider the second thing as some another variable, let it be equals to a. The second thing, that is 3 times x minus 2 upon 2 times x plus 1. In the first case we consider this as y, that is a single variable, and now we will consider this as the single variable. So 3 times x minus 2, so let it be side by side, so step 2 I am just writing it over there. So in the second step we are consider the second thing as some another variable a. So 3 times x minus 2 upon 2 times x plus 1 is equals to a. So now we will find x in terms of a. Therefore 3 times x minus 2 is equals to 2 times x times a plus a. We can shift 2 over there and 2 times x a over here. So x taken common, so 3 minus 2 times a is equals to 2 plus a. So from here the value of x is going to be equals to 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2 times a. So here we have the value of x in terms of a. So now applying these changes to the original equation. In the original equation, all the value of x will be replaced with this particular value. So 2 times f of x upon x minus 1 is there, so it will turn out to be 2 times f of, instead of x, this particular value, that is 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2 times a, and in the denominator x minus a is there, so 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2 times a minus 1 minus. Now here we can see that the second thing is containing 3 times x minus 2 upon 2 times x plus 1, and that thing is completely considered as a. So it will turn out to be negative of 3 times f of a, and that is equals to 13 times x, so 13 times 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2 times a minus 4, and in the denominator it is 2 times x, so 2 times 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2 times a minus 3x square, so 3 times 2 plus a the whole square upon 3 minus 2 times a the whole square. Okay, so now let us simplify the terms. So here we have 2 times f of 2 plus a upon 3 minus 2a upon 2 plus a minus 3 plus 2a. So in the numerator 2 plus a as it is, and in the denominator it will turn out to be 3 times a minus 1 minus 3 times f of a, and that is equals to 13 into 2 26 plus 13 times a minus 12 plus 8 times a, and in the denominator it will be 2 times 2 plus a into 3 minus 2 times a minus 3 times 2 plus a the whole square, and 3 minus 2 times a will be multiplied in the numerator because it is square present over there. So simplifying this thing, so 26 minus 12 is 14, 14 plus 13a plus 8a is 21 times a, and that is multiplied with 3 minus 2 times a, and in the denominator what we will have is 2 times 6 minus 4 times a plus 3 times a minus 2 times a square minus 3 times. Now opening this with the identity, so 4 plus a square plus 4 times a. Now opening this with 2 and over there with 3, so 2 6 12 minus 8 times a plus 6 times a minus 4a square minus 12 minus 3 times a square and minus 12 times a. So now let us simplify this. So positive 12 negative 12 got cancelled out. Now adding and subtracting the like terms whichever sign is present according to that. So negative 4a square negative 3a square is negative 7 times a square, negative 8a positive 6a is negative 2a, and negative 12a is negative 14 times a. So we can see that the denominator is absolutely negative, so we will just shift its sign in the numerator part, and that is equals to, now we can see that from here and here we can take out 7 common. So from the numerator 7 taken common, so inside the bracket it will remain 2 plus 3 times a. Now the negative sign from the denominator shifted in the numerator, it will change the sign present over there. So 3 minus 2 times a will turn out to be 2 times a minus 3, and in the denominator taking 7 common, so inside the bracket it will remain 2 times a plus a square. Now 7 and 7 got cancelled out, so what we finally have is 2 plus 3 times a multiplied with 2 times a minus 3, and in the denominator 2a plus a square, and this is the value of 2 times f of 2 plus a upon 3 times a minus 1 minus 3 times f of a. This is the value of this particular thing, that 2 times f of 2 plus a upon 3 times a minus 1 minus 3 times f of a is equals to that particular thing. So here we have the first thing and here we have the second thing. So as I told you in the beginning of the solution, that if there is a function equals to some equation, we can just replace the variable x to y, y to z, anything like that way. So over here we have that the variable present is y, and over here the variable present is a. So first of all we will just replace y and a with x. So over here what we will have is 2 times f of x minus 3 times f of x plus 2 upon 3 times x minus 1, and that is equals to 9 times x plus 4 multiplied with 1 minus x, and in the denominator 2 times x plus x square. This is the thing when y is replaced with x, and from here we will replace a with the value of x. So what we will have is 2 times f of x plus 2 upon 3 times x minus 1 minus 3 times f of x, and that is going to be equals to what it is. The RHS part is 2 plus 3 times a multiplied with 2 times a minus 3, and in the denominator it is 2 times x plus x square. Let us just have a cross check. 2 plus 3a, 2 times a minus 3. So here we have two equations. Now what we have to find is the value of f of x, and in these two equations we can see f of x is present, and what we do not need is this particular thing, and we can see that these two things are common. So what I will do is just multiply 2 in the first equation and 3 in the second equation and add these two equations. So 2 in the first equation will give me 4 times f of x minus 6 times f of x plus 2 upon 3 times x minus 1. So let it be clear over there. So the numerator is x plus 2, and in the denominator we have 3 times x minus 1, and that is equals to 2 times 9x plus 4 into 1 minus x, and in the denominator 2 times x plus x square. Now 3 multiplied in the second equation, so 3 into 2 6 times f of x plus 2 upon 3 times x minus 1 minus 3 into 3 9 times f of x, and that is equals to 3 times 2 plus 3 times x into 2 times x minus 3, and in the denominator 2 times x plus x square. So now what I will do is simply add this to equation, because I can clearly observe that this thing and this thing will get cancelled out, and what will remain is f of x, so we can easily find the value of it. So the remaining thing is 4 times f of x minus 9 times f of x, that is negative 5 times f of x, and that is equals to addition of this both. So we can see that the denominator of this both are same. So I'm taking the common denominator, that is 2 times x plus x square. Now we have to open the brackets over there, so it will turn out to be 2 times 9 times x minus 9 times x square plus 4 minus 4 times x, and that is added with 3 times, now opening the bracket with this one, So 2 into 2, that is 4 times x, minus 2 into 3, that is 6, plus 6x square, and negative 9 times x. Now opening with 2 and 3. So in the denominator, the common thing is 2 times x plus x square. Now solving the numerator, so 9 times x minus 4 times x is 5 times x, and that is multiplied with 2. So 10 times x minus 18x square plus 8 plus 12 times x minus 18 plus 18x square, and negative 27 times x. Now simplifying this thing, so what we can observe is that first of all, negative 18x square positive 18x square got cancelled out, and the remaining thing are negative 18 positive 8, that is negative 10. 10x plus 12 times x is 22 times x. 22x minus 27x is negative 5 times x, and in the denominator we can take x common, so inside the bracket it will remain 2 plus x. And now from the numerator we can take negative 5 common, so inside the bracket it will remain x plus 2. So negative 5 taken common, inside the bracket x plus 2, and this thing is equals to negative 5 times f of x, that is the LHS part. Now we can see that negative 5 got cancelled out, x plus 2 got cancelled out. So what we finally have is that f of x is equals to 1 upon x, and that's the answer that we were looking for. Find the value of f of x. So here it is, that f of x is equals to 1 upon x. So this was my way to solve this particular question. If you have any other method other than this, you can do comment below, and if it's hard to comment, you can email me, or else you can DM me on my Instagram. The links are in the description.